Now we're going into what's called our bonus round.
Okay.
Our bonus round is where we just, whatever leftover questions we had from level 2, we just shoot the shit about them.
Okay.
And it's just about having fun. Let's see, there's 5 of them. You want 3 or 2?
2.
2. Those 2. They're the best 2.
I want different ones now.
Okay, then I'll, because I start then. We've got 3.
Uh-huh.
And these are just the questions that we didn't get to. People will get access to this, not on normal iTunes and stuff. It'll be kind of a little bonus section.
Okay.
If they wanted to really get to know you. What is the worst superpower?
I think Speedball's superpower is probably the worst. Are you familiar with him?
No.
He just shoots these colorful balls out.
It's not,
Not
ideal.
He's so sad that when they did Civil War, they tried to make him cool. And I don't know if you're familiar with like the Civil War comic story.
I know that. I know. Yeah, I do know that. I know the storyline.
He felt responsible for the bus of kids that got destroyed in the beginning, and so then they made him penance, and they put him in the suit with like spikes on the inside. So he was always like, basically like flagellating himself. But that's how bad he is. That they were like, okay, we have to change his character because he's so lame.
They instantly made him, and they were like, wait, yikes.
Yeah, and
Whoops.
you know what? There are worse. Like if you go back to like the 40s and 50s, there's even worse ones. Like I think there's like a Rainbow Boy, but I don't know if that counts because it's so ridiculous. Like they weren't being serious then.
Yeah, they were just trying.
They're just sitting in a circle
Let's try this out.
What about Rainbow Boy? What's a superpower? Yup.
That's all, back then it was all just a bunch of guys drinking martinis.
Yeah,
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
Just smoking cigars.
It was like the Mad Men of comics back then. It really was too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gosh.
wow! I don't even know that character, and
there's a reason.
it just sounds
That's the
depressing.
reason why his movie's gotta come out 2021. Watch out, man.
It'd be like Fantasia 0 point shit.
Gosh, 0 point shit. All right. Most boring sport, and how would you fix it?
A lot of people are gonna hate it, but I'd say golf is pretty boring.
I golf, not a lot, very rarely, but I don't go out there to get a good score. Mm-hmm. I don't. I go out there to have a drink and hang out with buddies and wreck a golf cart. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, but nobody wants to watch you do it.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
And I think that's the point. It was like,
And then you have the golf.
how would you
soft
fix
flat.
that though? How would we fix? How can we fix?
Okay,
golf?
so I think the reason golf exists is because it's from Scotland and they drink a lot, and that's
Yeah,
really
that's
all
all, yeah.
you can do. I think that's.
I am Scottish.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Scottish Irish, so it's like,
Same
well,
here.
bye guys.
I mean, we have a plaid. Mine Hamilton has a plaid, and we have a clan and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
I mean, you can make the golf balls explosive when they land. That might be fun.
Or
I'm drinking.
when they land, or when they get hit by another ball.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then you play what was it?
I think maybe if you put a goalie
A
at the whole,
goalie?
because my dad's from Canada, so I was like, there's a whole thing. Just put a goalie,
like a hockey
make the hole a
goalie.
little bit
It
bigger,
has to have full hockey.
and
gear.
has he has a bigger club, right? Just a little bit bigger. No gear though. So if you get knocked in the head and it explodes, okay.
So it's a fatality at that
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Or what if he has the full gear on,
Multi-kill.
but he's completely blindfolded? So he's like, he looks impressive, but when you get to it, it's like, fuck, where the hell is it? I don't know what's happening. It's also an option.
You have to close your eyes. I don't. There's so many things you could improve.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we could do.
Because I don't think anybody. I mean, if you're competitive at golf, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully, there's no listeners that are. But if you are a listener and you're a golfer, hey,
Power
email
to you
us.
now.
Tell us.
Like
how
it's a
how and
legitimate
why you enjoy
skill.
it.
Like the people
It
who
really
do it are
is,
skilled,
too.
but it's not fun to watch.
No.
It's not a
I've
white
tried.
knuckle thrill ride. That's all
I
I'm
have
saying.
tried.
And then you hit it, and then everyone goes,
Yay.
Yeah.
a very soft
They
clap.
call it a golf clap for a
Yeah,
reason because
that's-
nobody's really that excited.
No, everyone's just like, oh gosh, is it lunchtime?
All right. So you chose Star Trek
Yes.
over Star Wars. So, in Star Trek, what character do you most identify with?
Ooh.
Ooh, there's so many. That's got a long list.
I know.
Yeah, Star Trek is a little more difficult than Star Wars.
That's a tough one. I'd probably still go with Beverly Crusher, though.
Oh,
Yeah. She's pretty laid back, no nonsense, you know. She used to hang out with Picard all the time. I think that's a good,
solid.
Sweet place to be. Yeah.
Kind of one of those. I
It's-
always put it as, I always say the phrase, don't mistake my niceness for weakness. Mm-hmm. One of those kind of things.
And she gets to like just liberate herself from her son before she's even done raising him, which is
Yep.
awesome.
I'm a father of 5. I totally understand where you're coming from. No. That's a great answer because most people pick, you know, most people would pick some of the more prevalent.
It's all about Crusher.
That's great.
You gotta be crushing it, man.
That is awesome. I really like that. I'm gonna have to rewatch a lot of this Star Trek now.
Dude, if
Got me thinking.
you start watching one episode, you end up watching like 5 seasons in one night. It just happens.
That happens to everything I watch.
All right.
It's awful.
Big question. What's your favorite toe?
Probably just my big toe. The rest of my toes just betray me.
Is it that dexterity score
yeah.
still?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
My big toe also betrays me because of my limits. My limits. I have destroyed my big toe along with all the other ones. But your favorite toe, your big toe,
Big toe.
Yeah.
just cause.
Well, I can actually pick things up with my toes. So, but my big toe does all. It's like the heavy lifter.
I was gonna say that was most like oomph
Yeah.
thing going for
There's
it.
like an extra grocery bag.
Yeah. You make
An
a
extra-
mistake, you can just toe it.
Flick it up.
Yeah, I was like,
It's
nah.
like you drop your cell phone. It's like bling. Oh, that's a talent.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do that.
All right.
If only I could, stand upright while I
Yeah.
did it. That's the one part I'm
Diff-
working on.
Must be sitting, and you can either be like, "Hey, can you pick that up?" or your foot's just like, "Got it." But
Wow,
that whole
I just
moving thing.
I always like my big toe because I can always point it up like I'm giving a thumbs up. But other than that,
It's a toe up.
yeah, I was like,
Toe
man,
up.
toe up. But I've always wanted to be able to carry an extra grocery bag with it because
See,
you're
'cause
always
who-
like one
who
more
needs-
hand.
Who needs to take 2 trips?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Oh
That's-
yeah, I'm that person that's like overburdened.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Why?
Going back. It's like,
Your
not going
shoulders
back.
hurt by the time you get there. You're like, oh my god.
well, how else are you going to train yourself to do it other than just doing it?
Just
start-
bear through it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh my god. Okay, so big toe. Okay.
So,
Worst example of procrastination. Worst example. So it's kind of a strange
I
question.
feel like this is like a question you get on your written math test.
Yes.
you're like, shit, what does this mean? B.
Fill in all the bubbles.
Yeah. But if there's too many in the line, it's wrong.
Like, are we talking about real life examples or just
Wherever you want to come from. It does.
You look at it and you're like,
There's no-
wow, that's some procrastination at work.
But it'd be like
But a worst example of that.
the worst example would be somebody not procrastinating, in my opinion. It'd be somebody
There you
who
go.
did it ahead of time because like they're so prepared.
It's overly
Like
prepared.
the type A personality that's got it done 2 weeks ahead of time and is like judging you silently because you haven't done it.
And then show up to present it and still fuck it all up.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, how many type A's over prepare, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I have some type A in me, a lot of it. And then there's a lot of it where I would go, you know what? I have to procrastinate. Otherwise, it's going to be shit. Because there's going to be no creativity in it. There's going to be no, like, free flow in it. It's all going to be like, "Mer, mer, 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 mer." And I was like, well, you could have done that on a computer or
Like
a
you're
robot.
picking by numbers answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, that's the dumbest thing. And I found that out, especially running RPGs. You can over prepare and make it shit.
Oh, I am
yeah.
a huge victim of that. And luckily I've never forced railroaded a group before, but there's been pages of stuff I've prepared that they're just like walked by and I'm like, well, just let it go. It's gone.
Right, and you have to, and just my experience on that too is like I have over prepared, and then if you over prepare and your heart is so much into this story, write put out a zine or put out a short story or a blog or something to do it. Don't put it in an RPG because it's just you're gonna be frustrated and you're gonna be like, why didn't they do that? And then it's really shitty.
Well, and part of an RPG is you're telling a story with people. You're not just telling them your story.
To them.
Yeah.
I learned that early on when I ran my first one. I was like, whoa. Rysa's been in one of mine, so and she's a good. She'll fuck up everything.
You're welcome. No, I am that person.
And I'm like, yes. I was always excited when my storyline gets just like blown up. I love it because now I get to experience the story. So I think that's why I kind of really enjoyed that question, because I feel like I like to plan, but I've learned over the years that you can plan too much and make things really lame.
My first DM was my dad, so he gave me some pretty good pointers when I first started playing.
Oh, he was doing it right.
Yeah, we played first edition, and he would just make things up on the fly, and so
your mom's buying you video games. Your
Yeah.
dad's running Dungeons and Dragons for you.
Yeah.
You are a fucking superhero. I mean, let's be real.
And you like Black Ops. Well, Black Ops is but you are a fan of Ariel, so it's like...
I was like, you are a superhero in your own right. I mean, let's be real. You are exactly where you want to be. Oh, my God. Very jealous. No, I got to play video games with my dad. Not my mom so much. She taught me how to play like cribbage and stuff like that. And I was like, snooze best. But at least it was something, at least it was a game. Yeah, whatever she knew, she would at least try. But my dad was like, he'd buy me any whatever system. The Atari 2600 was the first one, and we'd stay up all night long. And then we got the NES.
He was like, oh my God.
When we come back, we would play golf. Mario Golf on the NES.
Mario Golf.
Oh, that was my least favorite. But Duck Hunt was great because my dad
Duck Hunt.
bought like the first big screen that you could barely see anyways. You had to stand
It
right.
was giant.
And you had to stand like right in front of it, otherwise you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But we'd have our little holsters for our guns.
Wouldn't that be hard with Duck Hunt? Because isn't it the light?
It was so hard.
Yep.
But
How often did you win that?
It just we made it work. Okay, but no, I think that's where I know Rysa has those. You have great parental figures in your life
got
that way too.
When I was being raised, I think my first campaign I started when I was like 5 or 6. And so it's just like, and then we used to play D&D, and then there's also I don't know if anyone remembers it, but it's the Ninja Turtle role-playing game.
Oh, yeah, from Palladium.
Yep. Still have that book. That book is old, and no one, I always mention it to people, and they're like, nope. It's because, it wasn't really set up the best, but it's okay. You're animals who did stuff, and that was the cool part.
Yeah.
That was really
You should
fun.
bring it to the RPG meetup. And
Yes.
They just had a Mutants and Masterminds.
Yes.
That was really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, that might keep going. So awesome. So I think some of our parents did it right, and we're hoping to do it.
Pretty darn right.
I'm trying to do that the same for my kids. So we'll see what happens. They've turned out pretty damn awesome so far.
Not bad.
So,
Not bad.
thank you so much again. And that was our bonus round, just to get to know you a little bit deeper.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out.
No
And
problem.
thanks for eating.
I ate a
nasty-
booger for you.
Yeah. See, you can't say that to everybody.
You can't say that. You don't have that bond with other
Listen,
people.
if you ever get mad Scooter, just be like, I ate a
Rysa?
booger for you, man.
Rysa, Scooter, I ate a booger for you. I mean, people might be a little set off by that.
We may not understand the context.
No,
It
they
might be
won't.
lost on them.
All right.
All right, well, peace out, everyone.
Peace
Thank
out,
you
Girl
so
Scout.
much.
Woo.